The most important thing to blowing up your channel on YouTube is not what you think it is. Now, if you're a complete beginner, you might think it's the video, right? YouTube's a video platform. If you're intermediate, you probably think it's the idea, right? The idea is the through line that carries a video. But both of those things are wrong. They're both super important. But the most important part to success on YouTube is something nobody talks about. And it's so powerful, understanding it becomes one of the only hacks on YouTube to blow up and be successful. So what is this thing that I'm kind of tantalizing you with? The answer is the niche. The niche you're in is way more important than everything else on YouTube. The idea, the thumbnail, the title, the intro, the editing, everything. It is the most important part. But why? The best way to answer that question is with a dumb little analogy. So if somebody walks up to you right now and says, give me $100,000 in exchange for this water bottle, you'd be like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not paying you $100,000 for a water bottle. But if you're starving in a desert, no water in sight, no food, and someone says, give me $100,000 for a water bottle, you'd say yes in a heartbeat if you had that money for some reason, right? Put it on the credit card. That's the same concept behind why the niche is the most important part of growing on YouTube. Your niche dictates how much competition you have, supply versus demand, which is super important, and how valuable your videos are before you even upload. What niche you're in will dictate whether or not YouTube just becomes something you tried years ago and then you moved on to a real job, or actually making a sustainable career on this platform. And it all comes down really to the competition level. So let's take, for example, the Minecraft niche, okay? It's one of the most, if not the most competitive niches on YouTube. Like if you are a beginner just getting into YouTube and you want to be a Minecraft creator, good luck. I'm so sorry for what you're about to experience, but pretty much every single viral concept that can be thought of has been done on YouTube. The very top creators struggle to break 10 million views per video now, which is kind of unheard of for a niche that big. And the reason for that is that it's so easy to get into. Anybody with a computer in Minecraft can start content. So many people love gaming. And the issue is, it's just extremely saturated. Search up Minecraft right now on YouTube, watch a couple videos from small creators, and you'll notice the quality is insane. You can be one of the best creators on the platform, but if you're in the Minecraft niche, you're gonna struggle a lot. Now, a great example of this is a creator called TerraGreen, right? It's a creator who basically makes videos about bugs. You know, like he bought the weirdest insect in the world, or what happens when you put 1,000 ants against a spider. That channel he made is absolutely crushing it. I think he's pulling the most views in the niche, despite only starting 2 years ago. Some of his videos have hit over 15, 20, 25 million views, and he's averaging about 28 million views a month. Now, what's crazy to me is that he used to be a Minecraft creator, and I'm sure if anyone were to ask him, he would say that channel is pulling way more views than his old channel ever did, and it's probably way easier too. And that's the wild part. You can put in the same amount of work into one niche and another niche, and the results are completely different. And what made all the difference was that he just moved into a niche that was ripe for explosion, ripe for virality. So how does this apply to you? Well, you want to think about what niche you're in if you're incredibly serious about growing on YouTube. And there's a couple things I think about when looking at niches, right? Again, the niche can be the difference between, blowing up within a couple of months or grinding for years and then eventually giving up because, you don't think you're gonna make it. Now, a quick hack here to actually find a niche that's really good is to look at some massive niches and then just go down one level. So MrBeast, let's take for example, he does entertainment content. He appeals to everybody, right? If you were to go into that style of content, good luck. I mean, you're competing with MrBeast, who spends $3 million per video, and everybody else who wants to make entertainment content kind of does the same thing. The hack here is you want to go down a level. So let me give you some examples. Mark Rober makes broadly appealing entertainment content, but it's with a twist. It's with science. Jesser's a basketball creator. He basically makes the same kind of content as MrBeast, but it's for basketball fans. FootCrunch does the same thing with soccer or football if you're in the UK. These guys eliminate so much competition just by niching down a bit. And the crazy part is they can still pull crazy views. I mean, you guys all know soccer is the biggest sport in the world, I believe. Maybe it's tied with cricket now with India, but it's a massive sport. You don't have to be too crazy to think, hey, maybe football videos can hit 20 million, 30 million, 40 million views each. That's not a crazy thing to say. Yet when FootCrunch locked in on just football, it eliminated so much more competition. You want to look for niches that have huge audiences, huge amounts of people interested in that topic, in that niche, and then you want to make sure that that niche is not oversaturated. So how do you know if a niche is oversaturated? Well, the first thing is just look at how many channels there are in that space. If you were to go right now into your niche and write down every single creator you can find, would you be able to find more than 20, 30, 40 people? If you have trouble finding more than 40 channels in a niche, that's a pretty good sign. Another good way to do this is to do contrast analysis. So for example, pull up MrBeast channel page on one tab, and then on the other tab, open up the biggest creators in your niche. And if there's a huge discrepancy in quality, in the videos, in the thumbnails, in the titles, if there's a huge difference in that quality, there's a good chance that niche has a gap in the market for optimization. Now, I'm not just yapping at you. I speak from experience. A couple years ago, I started a channel in the anime niche, and there was a huge audience. It was a global audience interested in anime, but the content on YouTube for anime at that point wasn't very optimized yet. And I looked at the top creators and I saw that there was a big discrepancy between what the top creators on the platform were doing and what the top creators in the anime space were doing. So I knew there was a big gap of optimization that I could fill. I also noticed that the videos were not that great. There was a lot of fluff in the videos. The thumbnails didn't pop very much. The ideas weren't very innovative. There was so much that could be done in the space. And so when I eventually pulled the trigger, I was able to hit 100,000 subscribers in just 7 months, which is crazy. That is very rare for that to happen. And don't get me wrong, I put in a ton of work. I poured my life and soul into that channel, but it was also a great pick from a niche POV. If I had tried to do the same thing in the Minecraft space, I mean, good luck. I help creators for a living get more views, but that is one of the toughest niches in the world to compete in. And so at the end of the day, I want you to sit down, look at your niche. If you're serious about making YouTube a career, and ask yourself, is this incredibly saturated? Is there a big enough audience for me? Is there way too much competition? And if the answer to all three of those things is yes, you might want to consider finding a niche, something you're still passionate about, that is more conducive to growth, where you could bring everything you've learned about YouTube so far and blow all the competition away. This is literally one of the only view hacks to succeeding on YouTube. So take a look around your niche. Let me know what you find. It's a big hack. Yeah, anyways, I'm done yapping. Peace.